The new Void Armageddon mission has probably not been too popular since being added to Warframe with the recent Zerman update. Some would argue that it's due to Armageddon being seemingly buggy in its current state or just straight up being poorly designed. Unfortunately, for those of us who want the Hespar, it's either shelling out 225 plats or spending a lot of time getting to Rotation C on Void Armageddon for the Hespar Blade blueprint. Lots of frustration along the way for most players too, I'd imagine. And that's where today's video comes in. I'm going to show you how I run or stand still through Void Armageddon missions solo with the least amount of effort, because that's all this mission deserves. Just a short forewarning that build requirements may be high, but there's always alternatives, and for those who may need them, timestamps are in the description. There are probably better frames to pick for the purpose of soloing Void Armageddon, but I just needed an excuse to use Mesa Prime. She's been gathering dust on her assets for months now. Here's the build. I know I haven't named Peacemaker here, but just ignore that. This is specifically tuned for soloing Void Armageddon. You can of course switch this build up a little bit to fit the way you play. I currently have Ivara's Quiver subsumed to deal with some annoying issues that we'll discuss later. Alternatively, you could have Nova's Null Stars on for damage reduction or Protea's Dispensary so that you won't have to rely on Arcane Energize, which opens up a slot for another Arcane you may like to use. As for weapons, you won't need much, just bring something to deal with the friggin' nullifiers in the case of Corpus being the active faction. I also bring along an Adarza Kavat for additional crits, and as for the operator setup, Madurai with a 777 amp equipped with a Virtuous Strike, and that should be all in terms of build and gear. So the strategy for soloing Armageddon involves two very critical steps. Step 1, head towards the objective marker, which should be the location of the reliquary, and stand on the structure that looks like a giant bug that is placed in front of it as shown. I found that standing on the legs gives you a little bit of height, which can help with targeting enemies down the long hallway as well as the side entrances. Step 2, which is the most important, wait. That's it, just stand there, let the enemies destroy the exodampers and head straight for you. As a Mesa, you should be able to delete all of them by pressing 4. Sometimes a stray heat-proccing bullet may find its way towards you, or nullifiers could get a couple of shots in before you can react, but that's manageable for the most part and is why I decided to run Quiver for the invisibility. Buffed enemy weapons don't matter if said enemies can't even see you. With this method, which I'd imagine is probably not as fast as a dedicated squad that's got both exodampers locked down, you should be done in about 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, and in case you're confused on when to extract, you want that number on the left side to turn 5. That's when you know you've done 4 rotations, thus receiving the reward for Rotation C. Of course, it's super easy to tell, you just completed Rotation C if you got a lens as a reward. We're all getting way too many lenses. Putting that in the reward table was a mistake. So yeah, that's all you gotta know about the farming strat. Everything past this point is gonna be me ranting for a little bit. Thanks for watching, by the way. So Void Armageddon in its current state is either bugged or just poorly designed. It's great that they tried to think of a new game mode. I mean, you could argue it's just mobile defense that requires you to head back and forth between 2 points. If you're not playing the way this guide suggests, that is. I wouldn't be surprised if Void Armageddon receives a significant rework in the foreseeable future. It could turn into a fun game mode, or D could just decide that semi-AFKing, like I've shown in this video, is unacceptable and make Rotation C much more of a pain to get to. So to those who wish to farm for the Hespar Blade blueprint, probably want to get it done for the next update or hotfix. Also, what is up with AABC rotations? I don't know why, I thought we were completely done with that sort of thing. Setting Rotation C to infinity after 4 rounds would at least be acceptable, but AABC is just stupid. No one has to play to Rotation C, yeah, but if you specifically put stuff like weapon parts and blueprints to force greater player time investment, I'm just not a fan of that. But you guys may think differently, which in that case, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. Also, if you guys know of even better methods to run Void Armageddon, please share them down in the comments so other players may benefit. I'd appreciate it too. Otherwise, you can always join the Discord server, invite link in the description. I'd like to say thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.